Good morning, Catalina Foothills Church. Good to see you. Hey, it was hard, but it was really good to be with you Sunday and Sunday night. I really respected, really appreciated how many of you came out. Thank you for being so honest. Thank you for being with us and trusting us. I want you to know, again, how deeply we love you, we care about you, how much we're desiring to try to serve and lead you well through this, okay? And I think we're off to a gracious start, right? I just want to remind you that please feel free to reach out. We'll try to set up some avenues for you getting time with us, the pastors or the staff or the elders. We'd love to be here with you, get some time with you. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching for that. Just to remind you that we're going to have a basket out this Sunday and next, where if you want to write a letter to Marissa and John, or one of them, just thanking them for how they've blessed you, how they've touched you through the power of the gospel, or to thank them for your love for them, you can bring that and drop that off, and that'll be out there this Sunday and next Sunday, okay? All right. As many of you know, this Sunday is Mission Sunday, and we are super pumped, super excited to have a day where we think about not ourselves, but to really think about God's purposes in the world. And look, I get it. Anytime somebody mentions missions, we think, okay, here it is. They're going to guilt us to spend less and then start giving money to missions. I do think it's great to give to missions, but that's not the point. This is not about you feeling guilty. This is not about you giving money to missions. This conference this Sunday is thinking about how God is at work in the world, and how is it possible that God may be asking you to be a part of that and to come make a difference in the world, okay? So we'll have our worship service, combined worship service at 9:30. And then we'll have elective breakout sessions. You'll have 6 different breakouts where you can go across the campus to hear more. It's going to be awesome. And then after that, we're going to head over to the grammar school and have a massive picnic church spring fling where there's going to be bounce houses, face painting, dunk booths. And yes, I will be in there. We're going to make sure Penley's in there, youth staff. We're negotiating the contract with a few other of our staff to be in the dunk booth as well, but I can't make any promises yet. And there's going to be great food. And listen, if any of you have a mean chili, we need some more registrations for the chili cook-off. Those of you who love baking, making desserts, we could use some more there. And then our first smoked meat competition. Even if you're not good at making smoked meat, just register it anyway and just, put Rob Penley on it and say he made it. Nobody will know the difference. But we could use definitely some more smoked meat, so please bring it. And then the registration's for side dishes. So underneath, down here in the email, there's a place, if you haven't registered yet, please register. Also, if you're bringing kids, that helps us know how to prep for children. And then also you'll see a link. You can see the 6 electives and just let us know which one you most prefer to go to. That doesn't lock you in, but that allows us to prep for what size room we need for each breakout, okay? All right, with that being said, here's the devotion for today. Psalm 67. May God be gracious to us and bless us. Make his face shine upon us, so that your ways may be known on earth, your salvation among the nations. May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you. May the nations be glad and sing for joy. For you rule the peoples with equity, and you guide the nations of the earth. May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you. The land yields its harvest. Our God our God, blesses us. May God bless us still, so that all the ends of the earth will fear him. Wait a minute, did I turn this on? No, thank God I did turn it on. For a minute there, I thought maybe I didn't. That would have been, I was on a zone. That would have been bad if I hadn't. Okay, here's what I want you to think about from this text. That God is a God who blesses to bless others. And our God is a God whose heart from the beginning was somebody who wanted to make a blessing to the few to let that eventually be a blessing to the nations. And make no doubt that God is active, that God is working, he's alive in the world, and God has a desire to bring the gospel to every nation, every tongue, every tribe on this planet. May the nations praise you, God. May all the nations praise you. But here's what I want to let you know. I think many of us don't realize how much the world is unreached for Jesus. I think many of us have no idea just how drastic it is that the nations have not been reached. Let me share a stat with you real quick. Did you know that 33% of the world identifies as Christian? Now, that doesn't mean they're born-again believers. It just means they're nominal believers, or they're in a country that identifies with Jesus, or they're true Christians. And of those 33%, 72% of our worldwide mission force is going to those countries or those places. Stat number 2, 38% of the world has no access, or I'm sorry, 38% of the world has access to the gospel. They have access to Bibles. They have access to churches, resources. They have coworkers who know the Lord, neighbors, but they've chosen to reject the gospel. So 38% have access, but they rejected it. Did you know of those 38%, only 25% of our worldwide mission force is going to those places? Now, the last stat. Currently, 29% of the world, that's 1 out of every 4 humans, 29% of the world has no access to the gospel, has no access to a Bible or a church or coworkers or neighbors who know the Lord. They have no access, no hope, nothing in their world, in their culture. And did you know, out of our entire worldwide mission force, only 3% of our missionaries are going to the 29% that have no access to Jesus? Now, that's why we're meeting Sunday. Listen, what if your life, God has just been working and working and working to get you ready to somehow, either locally here or somehow going overseas, to be a part of that 29% of the world that has no access to Jesus? What if God wants to use you to take that 3% and bump it up to 5% of people willing to give up their comfort and their securities and follow the Lord and go into these places? I don't know. I'm not God. But what I want you to ask this week, what I want you to pray is saying, Lord, do you want me to go get involved with short-term missions? Do you want me to take a trip and go start thinking about where you're at work and go serve and give? God, are you maybe calling me to go overseas? God, you may be calling me to go to one of these places where only 29% of the people know Jesus? I don't know. That's what I want you to wrestle this week, is an open, tender heart as we get ready for Mission Sunday 101. How can you, how can we make a difference in the world? I love you. I can't wait to see you Sunday, and we'll see you then.